I think ketchup is a dumb condiment for babies. I think it's so bad.
I agree. That was going to be my next one. Ketchup sucks as a condiment.
What do you think is like the most egregious ketchup crime? Like, to me, it's putting it on eggs. I think
putting it on spaghetti. or on macaroni and cheese.
Welcome to The Dive, the official podcast of Wavestream Media. I'm Mark.
And I'm Cee Cee. We're the founders of Wavestream, and this is where we slow down, talk it out, and dive into the stuff that deserves a little more airtime.
One topic, one story, or one person per episode. Whether it's something we're building, something we're questioning, or something we just can't stop thinking about.
Let's dive in.
And dive in we shall. Cee Cee, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. What's going on?
I know. We missed last week recording, so it feels like it's been a lifetime since we've actually gotten to hang out. Nothing.
Yeah. Anything fun going on for you? Nope, nothing fun?
No, last week was assessment week, so I spent all of last week and the weekend before that and part of the week before that prepping for those, so not a lot of fun to be had. I will say that some of my friends and I made plans to go to He's Not this weekend, which I am really excited about.
Oh,
because
hell yeah.
I haven't been there since I was in school, so what is that? Over 5 years. And so I'm excited to go and get myself another cup. I do think that I'm going to take a poll on that day and ask what people actually use their blue cups for, because I feel like they are such a versatile item to have in your home that you can use them for anything.
What so do you have like a favorite thing that you use your blue cups for?
I use them to clean the shower.
Yeah.
And I think they're very good at that because they're gigantic. And so I have a blue cup underneath my bathroom sink with my shower cleaning stuff in it that I keep, that I think is very helpful. Also, giant nightstand water. That's the other thing that I think they're really great for, the other common use.
Yeah, I have like just a massive stack of quart-sized deli containers at my house, and they just kind of live on the pile with those. But, you know, nothing quite like storing your leftovers in a beer cup, and nothing quite like drinking beer out of a quart-sized soup container, you know?
Right. Sometimes you got to just switch it up. They're essentially the same thing is the thing. Like, they really are. I think, though, I use them for everything that one could use a cup like that for, except for drinking alcohol out of. Like, I never actually use them after the initial experience to drink alcohol.
You know, it's one thing to get a blue cup from He's Not and drink a quart-sized beer in the sun. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. It's another thing to, at your house, take a quart-sized cup and open multiple beers and pour it into there. Like, that's...
It feels a little sadder.
Hang,
yeah, it feels a little bit sadder. But no, I am excited. Some of our friends haven't been yet. They haven't been before. They didn't go to Carolina. And they're like, we could do Friday night or Saturday night. We were like, no, this is an afternoon activity. You must go be in the sun and enjoy it. That's part of the beautiful experience.
So let me hit you. I got 2 pieces of Chapel Hill restaurant insider information for you.
Okay. Who are we? Office talk? No.
Oh, I don't know, man. You know, I love talking about food. You know what happened to Med Deli, right?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, I know. And I saw that they're reopening. I saw News and Observer's TikTok interview with the owner. I had tears. It was a wonderful thing. I used to live, the apartment I lived in was right behind Med Deli, so I spent a lot of time over there.
The number of times that I had actually eaten at Med Deli is limited, but I got their food in the dining hall all the time.
Same.
And I got to go there last weekend, and it was so delicious.
Oh, no way. You know what? I didn't even think about the fact that we're going to He's Not unlocks lunch opportunities. So perhaps I should pop over there myself.
And if you're not in the mood for Med Deli, there's a new restaurant that's open like a block away from He's Not. It's called 140 Social.
It's right over there mentioning this to me.
It's right by K Chula. And it's really good. They've got like an outdoor bar, really nice pizza. They've got Ukrainian street food, the Perotsky. Love that. Super good. It's just awesome food. I've been enjoying going there a lot.
Well, good to know. Yeah, I think we'll probably do a little bit of walking around since, you know, one of our friends is familiar with Chapel Hill, but the other one, he really wanted to go to Carolina and he didn't. He ended up, he was in the military and was in Colorado instead. And so we're going to give him the tour. Like he's back at school. So we'll do some walking around. I'll have to check it out.
Well, unfortunately, this is not office talk. This is the dive. And
this is none of what the episode is about.
Yeah. And what we're diving into today is we're diving into the hot tub. We're going to take some hot takes out for a spin here. Why? Why are we going to rip some hot takes here?
I think that I have found that I'm a fairly opinionated person. I think that's probably pretty clear, and I intend to make my opinions known. And to me, they're not hot, but I get a lot of reactions about some of my opinions that people vehemently disagree with. But I think it's fun to talk about things that, you know, maybe not everybody agrees with, and kind of rationalize why we're right a little bit. It's fun. I love a good hot take.
Absolutely. You know, there's something I've realized is that it's really just fun to create a little conflict. You know, I have done like a lot of work to keep my life like pretty drama free, but a little conflict here and there just like it really spices it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love to disagree and try to figure out who's on the right side of history. So
absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm excited.
What do you want to do? You want to do nose goes? You want to go first?
I can go first. I think my first one is relatively tame. So I think it's a good one to start.
Okay, cool.
I think the dentist is a great place and a great experience.
Well, a younger me would have thought you were crazy for that. But, you know, an older me is definitely like a little bit more on board. What makes you say that? I
just feel like I always leave the dentist feeling like my teeth are so clean. My teeth look so great. Like you feel confident. You know, it's not something that you can really see to clean. I just feel good about myself whenever I leave the dentist. I don't know why. They just do something for me in there. And that I had a lot of work done on my teeth as a child. I have, as you can probably see, a genetic condition called gigantic teeth. So my mouth was too small for how big my teeth were. So because of that, I think I pulled out one tooth, like actually on my own. The rest, the dentist had to pull out in like succession. So yeah, it was a whole thing. And then I ended up getting a bunch of like 4 adult teeth taken out. I've had a lot of dental procedures done. Okay.
Yeah.
And even when you're having things that are maybe not necessarily pleasant, like I didn't necessarily enjoy getting my teeth pulled out, you know, like that wasn't really thrilling. It's really not as bad as people make it seem like it is. I personally, to me.
I mean, for me, like I remember being young and being like really afraid of the dentist, you know. It was definitely just like, you know, that strange feeling where it's like it feels like the drill is just so loud, but really it's just you're feeling the vibration of it throughout your whole body.
Right. And it's right next to your ear too.
Right next to your brain.
Yes.
But, you know, it's so weird because I definitely had plenty of pleasant experiences at the dentist as a child, too. Like my first dentist, Dr. Pefferly, used to love that dude. He had like Game Boy Color, like multiple Game Boy Color, and you could just sit there and play Game Boy while he was drilling on your teeth.
How nice. Way to set it up. I feel like people are too privileged at the dentist now. I'm going to say that. Maybe that's hot take number 2. That you go places and they give you sunglasses and like there's a TV on the ceiling. It's like, guys, let's take it back. Let's take it back to the way it once was. Just you, a chair, hanging out with the dentist. And I do say I hate when they try to talk to you and it's like, how do you expect me to answer you right now?
Ridiculous.
Like, that's not going to happen. But I think all because of the feeling that you get after you go to the dentist where you're like, wow, I'm beautiful and my teeth feel great. Like, I think it's all worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a very refreshing feeling going in for your cleaning and then having just like, you didn't realize your teeth were that dirty. And then all of a sudden they're just like, you know, just like so sleek.
It's an entirely different feeling from the way you felt when you walked in.
I'm going to tell you. So I, again, had like a couple, like when I was probably like, you know, in the like teenage years, I was like really afraid of the dentist. And I ended up going to like a sedation dentist one time.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. Like I remember I was sitting on the couch and I took the sedative or whatever. And then I remember getting to the dentist office. And then the next thing I remember was, you know, being at home. I remember being at home at the kitchen table. I was sitting there with everybody.
Your first blackout.
My first blackout, yeah, at the tender age of 15. So I come back I'm at the kitchen table. I'm eating a bowl of soup. And then I'm looking around the table and everybody else is eating Subway sandwiches. And I'm just like, Mom, why is the fam eating fresh and I'm eating soup?
Right.
And she said, Mark, go to bed. I'm like, okay. And then I slept for like 10 hours.
That's crazy. So they did that for, what did you have done at the dentist?
Oh, I had a bunch of fillings. It was probably like the sort of like I probably hadn't had like dental work done for a period of like 4 or 5 years. And, I drank a lot of soda when I was a kid. So I had like just a bunch of fillings.
That's crazy. Cause they did that for me when I got my wisdom teeth out.
Yeah.
Which is like to think that you were getting your cavities filled and they were like, let's absolutely knock him out. In the same way that they did when they did full-blown oral surgery is kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, I did that. I had my wisdom teeth pulled out as well, but it's a different thing. Like they sedate you through the IV, like actual surgery anesthetics, whereas like I took like a pill,
I took a pill before I went in to get the rest of my wisdom teeth done. I think it was my first experience with anti-anxiety medication like that, which I am very familiar with now. But at that time, I was like, this is awesome. I have never felt so chill in my life. Like, the silence becomes loud when you take those. It's crazy. But yeah, they gave me one of those. And I remember there was me and this other girl in the lobby. I guess she was getting her wisdom teeth pulled out too. And we were both, getting kind of loopy with it. And I was like sitting kind of funky in the chair. And I remember this other girl was kind of doing the same thing. And her mom was being like really mean to her. And my mom was like, that poor girl in there, I wasn't going to try to control you. Nothing could have, I wish that woman had let her kid be free. I was like, same. Because it was like it turned you into soup almost, literally. Back to your comment what you were eating. It was like I was so relaxed. I was like fluid.
Did you ever get laughing gas at the dentist? They still do that?
No, I never did. I don't think I've ever had it like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that like they used to do and they don't do that anymore.
I don't know. I'm sure if we went somewhere, there's a kid somewhere getting laughing gas at the dentist, but no, I've never had it. I always wanted to because I wanted to see what I would be like. Ironically, whenever I'm on things like that, like after my wisdom teeth, everybody's hilarious. I'm very serious. I like completely flip.
I think laughing gas is one of those things like quicksand where it was like just overly romanticized by the media when we were children. And just the reality of it is like, you're not just like,
no,
when you're on the juice,
Yeah, I have thought though I would love to slip away into a pile of quicksand as well. So that's not also something I haven't gotten to encounter in my life, but something I've thought about. So
speaking of the dentist, I want to get your take on something that I think could send you to the dentist. My first take is I think ketchup is a dumb condiment for babies. I think it's so bad.
I would just like to say my list of things I have written here. Maybe ketchup ? Because ketchup. I agree. That was going to be my next one. Ketchup sucks as a condiment. If it's there, it's always the last thing that I would pick. If there's literally any other sauce, I'm picking that before it. And when I do end up picking it, it's always disappointing. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, it's just way too sweet. Like, that's the thing. It's so sugary. Like, I think that maybe ketchup has some uses. Obviously, like the ketchup-based barbecue sauces are, like, not terrible. I like that sort of stuff. I prefer the Eastern North Carolina vinegar style, But, to me, ketchup only has one purpose, and it is to save bad fries. Like, if you have bad fries with ketchup, it's okay.
I don't even know. I want bad fries with ranch. I want bad fries with literally a type of some sort of aioli, some sort of literally anything.
Yeah, but if you're at a place that has bad fries, you're not going to have any of that.
I think the only circumstance that works for me is this is a very specific experience. If it's like last second go to McDonald's, it's nighttime. I don't know why. You go, maybe you get yourself a Big Mac and some fries. You get home, it's already beginning to get slightly cold because you traveled with McDonald's, which is not recommended. I think it's literally
Right.
written in their terms of service. Don't travel because it gets cold and it's not good. And then you go home and you get the ketchup out of the fridge. Cold ketchup, medium temperature McDonald's fry, Big
Plus
Mac in the
ice
evening.
cold Diet Coke.
Exactly. That, good. That's, I think, the only circumstance that I enjoy ketchup, though.
What do you think is like the most egregious ketchup crime? Like, to me, it's putting it on eggs. I think
Putting
that
it on
just
spaghetti. or on macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad too. Have you ever heard of Skyline chili?
I have. Is Skyline chili? I know there's somewhere with chili where they eat it with the cinnamon roll. Is that related to that or no? Are we just going completely?
So Skyline chili
Off.
is something that I had recently heard about. It's basically spaghetti with chili and shredded cheese on it.
That sounds kind of a lot like, I mean, minus the shredded cheese, it sounds kind of like what my mom's spaghetti tastes like. You know, my mom makes like church spaghetti where it's like meat sauce that honestly, you could pass it as chili, I'm sure. But no, I've never had that.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. To me, that just seems really weird. And you know, to be fair, I'm hating without having tried it. You know, I like chili and cheese on plenty of things. I think for me, it's really, I just don't like spaghetti. To me, spaghetti is probably like a bottom 3 pasta shape for me.
I think that's a bad take personally, but that's all right.
Well,
it's so fair. Versatile. You can just put anything on it. Why would you hate on something that can literally be anything you want it to be?
Because it's just, there's so many other better pasta shapes. Like there are so, to me, pasta is a vehicle for enjoying the sauce.
Agreed.
And like you can have any of these sort of like tubular things. Like you could have like a spiral. You could have like penne. You could have, oh gosh, there's even.
I think penne is overrated. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it right now.
Penne is like mid tier for me.
Yeah.
There's one thing, oh my gosh, there's like a pasta that my girlfriend really likes. It's like spaghetti, but hollow.
I have seen that. I don't know. As somebody who's allergic, like can't have gluten, I have never, and I doubt I ever will, be able to partake in that shape of pasta. But I do find it to be incredibly interesting that something can be that long of a tube.
Bucatini, that's what it's called. So, as a gluten-free person, do you like the pasta that's made out of like chickpeas and that sort of stuff, or like the lentil pasta?
I mean, it's all different. Lentil, brown rice, chickpeas. Sometimes it's corn. There's all different ones. I mean, I think when I'm at home, the chickpea one is good because it is a good protein vehicle. Like there's a ton of protein in that. So like on a day-to-day, I'm just going to eat something, you know, then that's a good thing. But I think lentil is probably the best. Corn still stays a little bit stiff.
Yeah.
But the like lentil brown rice seems to be the combo that I think is the closest to typical pasta that you can get. But
I'm going to say, I think the one situation where it's acceptable, and, you know, it's so interesting because you had said that, you know, ketchup on macaroni is, you know, a cardinal sin there. I would agree.
It's freaky.
I think that ketchup on a hot dog, nasty.
I also agree. I agree with that too. I mean, well, I think what we're saying is there's no situation where ketchup is acceptable.
I was going to say, I think the one situation where it might be okay is if you're having macaroni and cheese with the cut up hot dogs in it. Maybe a little bit of ketchup.
It's like when something gets so like effed up that it circles back around to being kind of good. Like,
exactly.
That's possible. I think on a burger, like when you do ketchup, if mayo's involved, ketchup and mayo does create a beautiful Thousand Island
trinity as it comes together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. But no, I remember when I was in college and one of my friends told me that he put ketchup on his macaroni and cheese. I was like, you're a grown ass man, sir. What are you talking about? I find that to be incredibly off-putting.
Yeah.
To imagine.
It's disgusting. Heresy.
Yes. Yeah. Something, now that we've talked about ketchup, I'm like, what do I even talk about? But
I'm sorry to steal your thunder with that one.
No, I have one that I really think people hate because I think everybody always talks about how after like they have such a fun time, they have such a fun weekend, how much they dread going into the next week and therefore how much they hate Sunday. Wrong. Sunday is the best day of the week, and I stand by that. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. There's such a vibe, an aura, a feeling that goes along with Sunday of just like calm, and it's almost, to me, it almost feels like I'm in a limbo. Like it's just so calm, and there's so much potential looking forward into the next week, you know, of things that you could do, things to look forward to. You can reflect back on what you did in the last week. I just love Sunday. I think it's a fantastic day. I mean, Lionel Richie did not sing about it for being the easiest morning if it like he wasn't lying, you know? It had to come from somewhere.
No, I think that's a good point. I guess to me, I never really thought about, like, to me, the worst day of the week is Tuesday, right?
I think I can agree with that.
Yeah, but even then, like, I like Tuesdays a lot. That's when I go to my friendly local game store and play Kill Team with my buddies. And every other day of the week is better than Tuesday. So to me, it's hard to think about what day is the best day.
Yeah, I think Sunday, I always look forward to Sunday. I think I also plan my life because I know I like Sunday to make sure that my Sundays are good. So I think at a certain point, it does become a self-fulfilling prophecy in the sense that I like to use Sunday to maybe catch up on a couple of errands, relax, you know, light a candle in my clean house and enjoy my life and my being and be chill.
Yeah.
And prepare myself. I like doing things that set myself up for success. I feel like Sunday is such a good day for that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I tend to break my weekends down to the have fun day and the get stuff done day.
Yeah.
And Sunday often is the get stuff done day for me. And I'm always very happy to spend time getting laundry done, getting dishes done, that sort of stuff, just crossing stuff off the to-do list. And, you know, it's interesting. Maybe what I should do now that I think about it is make my get stuff done day Saturday, because I always enjoy things so much more when all of the stuff that I need to get done is done.
Exactly. It's like you get it out of the way, then you can stop thinking about it and be at peace.
Exactly.
Think,
just
wow,
fully immerse in like
feel
the
the beautiful feeling that is Sunday. I do think there are some people tangentially related that think, like, what day of the week do you consider as the first day of the week?
I think of Monday as the first day of the week. The weekend is the end of the week.
See, I think we loop back around on Sunday. Sunday starts as number 1 and Tuesday is number 2. In my head, the way that the calendar functions properly. You know what I mean?
No, you totally lost me there. So if Sunday's number 1 and Tuesday's number 2, what does that make Monday?
No, Monday's number 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I may have said Tuesday. I meant Monday. It's Sunday's 1 and Monday's 2. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I'm looking at my calendar on the wall. It's got polar bears on it. Sunday is the first day of every week on that calendar.
Right, but I think some people in their head, they think about it the same way that you mentioned, you know, like Sunday is at the tail end and then Monday starts kind of everything back over. I like to have prep. I can't start everything over without my prep day.
Yeah, and I think that's why Sunday makes it makes so much sense to have as the first day of the week, because like, if you're thinking about your week as Monday being the first day, that's like, oh, well, why is it the first day? Because it's the first day of the work week.
Yeah.
You need to break out of work being everything. Work is not the week.
Stop centering yourself in your life around your profession. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me hit you with this one, Cee Cee. This is something that I've been thinking about just sort of based on my last career. And this is what I'm going to say is, if you're somebody who doesn't tip at a restaurant, doesn't tip well at a restaurant, or is just generally an unpleasant patron at a restaurant, you should feel bad. And
I agree.
There's so many things about that. Like, first of all, I totally understand the argument that so many people make. It's like, well, you don't have to tip. You tip for great service. Yeah, sure. I totally understand that. But I also would say hate the game, not the player. Like, it is a flawed system. You know, servers, at least in our state, I know that there's some states where people get paid properly, but like in our state, servers make $2.17 an hour. And all of that money goes to paying the taxes that you have to for all of your tips. So like, most of them are getting paychecks that are like less than $10 if they're getting a paycheck at all. So the tips are like, that's it. That's everything, you know? And so it's the sort of thing where even if I'm not getting like super great service, like I'm still going to tip 20% because it's just like that's this person's job, you
Yeah,
know?
you have to. I mean, it's something that I really don't understand how we have lived this long in this same setup and people do not understand. I think this can add to that as a hot take. Everybody should have to work in a food service job of some kind at some point in their life
Hmm.
because I think if you haven't worked in it, you truly have no clue what it's like. You shouldn't be allowed to go out to eat.
I would agree. I would also say that you could, if there was like a checkbox that you had to do by working one of these jobs, I would also say retail would apply. Like you can work
Yes.
retail if you're not able to work restaurants. Like
You need to work some sort of customer service job like this where people are just mean
exactly.
as hell for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think that doing so really just gives you like a level of humility that just, I mean, some people just aren't even on the same level with. I
Mm-hmm.
think that it really helps you in the sense of just like sort of all these just the general resume stuff, problem solving, good communication, works well on a team, fast paced environment, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
All that is to say is it's hard work. It's really hard,
I
but
think that people would be surprised to learn that I like how things actually work in the back. I swear to God, I think some people who have never worked in a job like that think that the clothes just magically show up on the shelf or like the food just magically appears on in front of you. Like they don't consider the fact that there really is a person back there cooking it and getting every single thing for you and loading it up and bringing it out to you like it's not a magic machine. I really
mhm.
feel like some people treat it like it is.
Yeah, totally. And people, as customers, they just want it all, right? Like it's, I understand that you might want to get, no tomato on your thing, right? But like some restaurants, they don't even let you do substitutions and stuff like that anymore because like let's talk, salads for a second. It's not like every time you order a salad, somebody is going back there and cutting up the lettuce and
Mhm.
slicing tomatoes and making your salad fresh and saying, "Oh, they don't want tomatoes. That's fine. I won't cut up tomatoes." Like some of that stuff's just like we're making like hundreds of salads before we even open and storing them, so
Yeah.
that way you can get your salad quickly, while
Right.
you're waiting for your dinner.
So that way you don't complain about how your food took too long.
Exactly. So it's like, do you want it Burger King have it your way, or do you want it like fast? Like
Because you
it's
can't have
just
both.
you can't have both. And I guess the other thing I was thinking about with it is let's say you're one of these people. I like to call it amateur hour, like restaurant amateurs. They only go out to eat on Valentine's Day and their birthday. And they're just, like people who work in restaurants can always tell amateurs. Like,
Mhm.
immediately when it's like somebody like this who is just really unpleasant or like extremely demanding or like that they're not going to tip or not going to tip very well. Uh,
Mhm.
and the verbal tip. Oh man, I hate the verbal tip. Like somebody, and you could again, you could tell these people immediately, like
Yeah. I
that.
was a host more than I was a server, and I feel
Mhm.
like I could always clock as soon as somebody walked into the door who they were going to be.
Yeah, and like they're like, "Oh, we had such a great. You were fantastic. We're gonna come back and we're gonna ask for you." And then they leave you like $5 on their $100 check.
Yeah. Which is just like, thank you, but I cannot pay my bills with your kind words, ma'am. That's
Yep.
not really helpful to me. What I need is to make more than $7 in this last hour that I've just had of my life.
Right. And for the folks who are, out there inevitably going to say, oh, well, you should be grateful you got anything at all. That's, totally fair. But, you should be grateful that you got great service even when you're a piece of shit. So,
Wow, you tell them. And period. The end. I agree. I feel like I don't go out to eat nearly as much as I used to. I feel like I always have this long list of places that I want to go that I never go to.
what do you have like one or two restaurants that you've been wanting to go to that are like high on your
Um,
list?
not that I can think of, but I know I listen to people talk about food a lot, and I always think, wow, I
Hmm.
should go there. And then I don't go out. That one, there's that one place in Raleigh that's in the by the train station that's up really high. What is the name of that? It's like
Oh,
a
I
pizza and something. I
the one
really want to go there because I just like the view.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember it.
Yeah. Hey, Izzy. And I've never been there, and it's been open for a very long time.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of restaurants over there. Like, so there's that. I want to go there. Heirloom, which I think is like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not in the Dillon, but it's around there.
Yeah.
My boy Josh is the chef over there. All the food looks really good, and I haven't been there since he
Nice.
started cooking there. So I need to do that. It's just so hard, man. There's so many good places to eat.
Yeah. There's so little time and only so much money. If I could eat out for every meal, I would be broke and
Right.
um probably out of shape because all I would do is eat good treats all the time.
Yeah. Welcome to my life.
Yeah. I have several options here. I'm going to say two. A lot of these kind of go together. I don't know what to pick. I feel like this one is people are going to hate me, but I don't think Taylor Swift makes good music.
I think that there's such a middle of the road take. I think there are a ton of people out there who think that Taylor Swift does not make good music.
Yeah, I just don't understand how so many people still listen to her. And like, I feel like she writes music in a way that is like so specific to her situation while also like attempting to not be like other celebrities because she's just like us for real. And
Hmm.
also being the richest person in like the richest pop star in the freaking world at the same time. I just like I find her music and her vibe just incredibly off-putting.
Yeah,
Which
definitely don't like the vibe. And like, I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to Taylor Swift music. So, I mean, I'm not going to hate on that just because I'm not informed. But yeah, hater vibe.
okay, good. I'm glad we can agree there. Similarly, I music related, I think when you make a playlist, it should go in the order that you made it. I don't think
Hmm.
that playlists are shuffleable. I think I like to make things in a way that one song I've been playing with the string. I'm sorry, but I have
That's
been
okay.
sitting still.
I'm
Um
fidgeting with my glasses cloth.
yeah, I think that when I make a playlist at least, I try to think about how one song transitions to the other, and I feel like that's part of the fun of it, and I don't think that you should shuffle them.
I think that to me, there's two different types of playlists. There's a playlist where I make playlists to shuffle, and then I make playlists to go from one to the other. And I think most of my
Mm.
playlists are probably the shuffle ones. I am I'm what 33. I'm basically unk now, so I
Yeah.
spend a lot of time just putting my liked songs on shuffle.
Oh my god. I don't even know what would happen if I put my like songs on shuffle. I have had my Spotify account since like 2011, like or
Hmm.
2012, like as soon
Yeah,
as Spotify opened, what do you say?
right.
Started. As soon as they opened, I made a Spotify account and so I have I mean, what is that? 13 years of like very formative years of my life.
Yeah.
14 years of very formative years of my life where my taste and personality certainly changed substantially. And like 7,000 like songs. I have no clue what would appear and it scares me.
Well, let me hit you with this then. I guess as we're kind of wrapping it up, because I'm interested in this because I have an answer. Do you have a favorite Spotify playlist, whether it's one you've made or one that you're like subscribed to?
I mean I think I have several. I make one pretty much for every season
That's
of
cool.
my life. Yeah, I have check out my Spotify people. I think I have great playlists.
I don't know
Um
if we're friends on Spotify. I'm going to make sure that we are after this.
yes. I try not to keep it too repetitive too, so they're all pretty different. But I mean, I think it depends on the vibe. I mean, I like so many different types of music as well that I don't think I
Yeah.
could really ever tell you what my favorite genre is or anything either because it all depends on how you feel in the moment, you know? Which is
Yeah.
funny for me to say that this is how you feel in the moment is important when I'm like, you can't shuffle. But because that seems to be, maybe it would go with it more. But
Yeah.
no, do you have a favorite playlist?
Uh, well, I think my favorite that I've made is my Reggae Sunday playlist. So back,
Sunday comes back again like a
yeah,
ghost.
it's all full circle. I'll tell you, back, around the time that we first met when I was at Carolina, I had a tradition and it was Reggae Sunday. And I, at the time, was working at the student radio station, WXYC 89.3
Mm-hmm.
FM. And I really loved listening to all of the different types of music there. I was very into everything they had. I loved rock steady reggae, just like very classic, Bob Marley and Friends type of deal. And it's the sort of thing where I was like, I like this a lot, but I should not listen to this all the time. It's just not, it doesn't seem constructive, right? But it's just such a strong vibe and I love it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have Reggae Sunday, listen to Sunday or reggae as much as I want on Sunday, wear a Hawaiian shirt, just have a good time.
Yeah, limiting yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Same thing with the Hawaiian shirts. I don't think it's, I don't think it's a good idea to wear Hawaiian shirts every day.
You don't.
I do that more now than I should. So what?
You don't want to be tropical every day?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
What, do you hate Jimmy Buffett too and all things that are good and fun?
I don't hate Jimmy Buffett, but
you don't want to get wasted away in Margaritaville? This is a slippery slope.
Look, I do. I like Jimmy Buffett. I'm a parrot head to some extent, right? But not an everyday thing.
Well, listen, I think
maybe that's the hottest take of them all.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think your hottest take of them all is like you can't wear a Hawaiian shirt every day. I feel like, I don't know, it's probably a sensible choice, but maybe you just want to take the vacation with you a little bit, Yeah,
and maybe that's my greatest crime is I'm sensible to a fault.
Yeah.
But I do love my Reggae Sunday playlist. It's got a lot of really good, rock steady classics on it. Great to shuffle.
Well, that's what Sundays are for, too. Easy listening, relaxing, peaceful, fun music.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and hit our audience with one recommendation. They're all just so good. Go look at my Reggae Sunday playlist on Spotify. It's really good.
Well, maybe we'll link our we'll link our Spotify's in the description, so that way you can check us out and add us and see what we're listening to.
Well, anything else on your mind before we get out of here?
No, I don't think so. The only thing I have left on this list isn't even really a hot take. Is that I also just don't like cats. That was my last one.
I mean, you're wrong for that.
Well, I'm allergic. My granny used to say cats are the devil's minions and that they steal your breath in the night. So I think I was conditioned to be this way. And then I also am allergic. And I just haven't ever really encountered a cat that's wanted maybe change my mind. Yeah,
that's the thing. I think that everybody is a cat person. Everybody who is a cat person because they've got a good cat. And there is a high number of bad cats out there.
I agree. But all dogs are the best dogs. I'll say that.
That's very true. I had a friend from Canada one time, and I told him that I loved cats, and he told me, I think it's weird that they vibrate. And I'm like, bro, that's the best part.
Cats vibrate?
Yeah, they purr. When they purr, their whole body vibrates.
That's freaky. My granny would say that was devilish if she were still here.
Cats are smart. They're drawn to higher technology. Why do you think they're always hanging out at the laptop?
When you said higher, I thought you were gonna talk about like surfaces. Like that's why they're always standing on top of something. That would drive me crazy, I think. But that's all I've got. I feel like honestly we agreed on a lot of things this episode. I think that this was not as hot, but I guess we have to see what the people think.
Yeah, not as much conflict, but at the same time, it's reassuring to me because, it kind of reaffirms what we talked about a couple weeks ago. And it's, we're the same type of weird in a way.
Let us know your hottest takes in the comments or DM us or wherever you're listening to this in any way. You can contact us, smoke signal, snail mail, whatever. Let us know what your hottest take is because I really am curious. And this is the last thing that I do want to say is that I recalled yesterday that the Hot Takes episode was the episode that got everybody mad at me last time. So here's hoping we make it through a Hot Takes episode without everybody calling me an idiot. But the people have already started. So. Yeah.
I can't wait for people to get mad at me and for me to just ignore them. It's gonna be so fun.
Yes. Mr. Masculinity did not like me in the last episode, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time for this scrum today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This has been fun. I love to hear what everybody thinks. So
yeah.
We don't know what we're talking about next time though.
No. I mean, we might have some guests coming on soon. Hopefully that's one of the next episodes. But otherwise, we're gonna cook up something real nice for you next week. So stay tuned. That is it for this dive, though. Thanks a lot for being here. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at wavestream.media. And if you want a podcast like this one, or totally not like this one, visit our website, wavestream.media. Talk to you soon.